So Marvel Rivals Season 3.5, the dev vision just came out. We are still waiting on the balance changes, but we gotta look at some of the new team-ups and some of the things they're doing, and overall, I think this update is pretty good. There's a couple things that I don't like though with the new team-ups. They're removing Res Comp for Adam, which was one of the main reasons you played him, but like I guess to compensate for that, they gave him a team-up with Luna, which just buffs Luna. It's another thing that buffs Luna. Okay, you know, maybe they'll nerf her in the balance changes, but I highly doubt that because these devs seem to love Luna, this industry plant of a character. But they're removing Loki from the res comp with Hela and Thor, which I think is a good change. You know, nerfs Loki a little bit. They're also getting rid of the Luna Iron Fist team up. It wasn't that crazy of a team up. It was decent. It was solid when they were on the same team together, but it's not really a big change. But the next team up they're adding, I don't really like this at all. Now, I could be wrong about this, but it looks like Loki's runes now with this team up, like, you don't even need to be in the totems. It looks like it just does the same effect to all of your teammates. Now, I could be wrong about this, but if that's the change, fuck my life, dude. And on top of that, they're making it so that Groot now has passive healing when he's around his walls. And it's not just Groot that gets it, but also his teammates. You know, you would think with how many times people have complained about the overtuned healing in the game, they would actually do something about that. But nope. And honestly, I think the only bad thing about this team up, to be honest, is really the Loki thing. That's the main thing. Like, the Groot thing, not that big of a deal, but it's that plus the Loki thing. If it was just the Groot thing, you know, Groot's, like, he's like one of the most vulnerable takes in the game. He's really easy to burn down. So like I wouldn't mind this, and with Mantis looking like she's gonna be the team up anchor, she's gonna get buffed, which is good. Like Mantis needs a buff. Like the really only bad thing about this team up is the Loki shit. And as a Psylocke player, you know, I already banned Loki. But even if I don't play Psylocke no more, fuck that. This character's never seen the light of day in my comp matches. Loki's getting banned every game. So I wouldn't mind this, you know, I don't really mind this change on its own, but again, with the Loki thing, I think it's stupid. But they're also buffing Iron Fist's survivability again. Which, why? They already nerfed that, so why are they now giving him a team up that makes his survivability even better and also heals his teammates around him, which in turn turns Iron Fist into an already, you know, he was already a really good anti-dive character, despite people not really using him as that. I've seen some people try to use Iron Fist as anti-dive. Not a lot of people try it, even though it's really good and really underrated. He himself is super hard to dive, and he himself can actually deal with enemy divers really well, especially like dive tanks. So I'm not too sure how I feel about this team up yet, but Iron Fist with more survivability, I don't like that at all. But we're gonna have to wait and see my extent of dislike on that. They're adding Star-Lord to the Rocket team up with Penny. This team up looks kind of meh. If it's just Star-Lord that can teleport, then it's like, it's cool, I guess. Doesn't really seem like that like crazy of a team up. But if they can all teleport, now that's something, okay? If they can all teleport, I'm not gonna like that, okay? That's just stupid. But the reason, the main thing that makes me like this update is how they're fixing the player experience in competitive. Now, they're not fixing the matchmaking, but they're fixing a part of what makes matchmaking really bad. And I've been asking for this very thing for a long time, and they're finally doing it. They're basically making it so that if your game crashes, you can appeal it and you won't lose points, you know, for it saying that you left the game. And it will also make it so that your teammates get their points compensated. This is the best update in a while. This is the best quality of life improvement they have made in the past like few updates, and it is insane that it took them this long to do that, but it's here now, so thank you. They're also changing the voice, like the toxic behavior in voice chat. I'm not really sure how they're doing this, because they said that there's gonna be like, I don't know, like automated systems that detect voice chat words, and you'll get like in trouble for certain words. I don't know what specific words, like if you just curse at someone and you get like in trouble for that, that would be really dumb. But if it's like slurs, you know, I get it, that's fine, but like, I don't know, I will have to see exactly what the targeted words they said are exactly. But overall, I mean, I don't really mind this change. It's kind of whatever. The most important thing is that they're fixing the, you know, leaving, like people leaving and people's game crashing and things like that. And they're also fixing the surrender system so that you don't need 6 people to all agree, which is also a W change. My only real grievance with this part of this change is it doesn't look like they're pushing it the full mile, because, like, if you're getting in trouble for, like, specific words and, like, voice chat or whatever, like, that's cool, that's fine, I don't really mind it. Again, it'll depend, my feelings on that will depend based on what kind of, like, stuff you would get in trouble for it. Like, if I just call somebody a stupid bitch and I get, like, voice and text chat banned or something for, like, a week for that, which actually has happened already to me. But if they're doing that shit to a larger degree now, I'm not gonna like that very much. But also, I don't think they should just be implementing harsher penalties just for people leaving the game. They should also be implementing, like, harder penalties for people throwing, and it's not, like, them literally leaving. And with them saying they're upping the manual review, I think it should be pretty clear. Like, they should also look at, like, text and voice chat stuff. Like, if someone just picks a specific character, like, I don't know, Black Widow or Jeff, when your team, like, starts losing, and these are just examples, but they're not picking those characters because they actually want to play them, but they're doing it because they think the game is lost and there's no chance of winning, so they're just throwing already. Like, that shit should have penalties, and not no 30-minute to 15-minute competitive ban. Like, nah, bro, it should be at least, like, a day, so that people stop doing that shit. And I would also say, like, people, like, just sitting in spawn, or playing just blatantly, obviously bad on purpose, so that they can just get the game over with because they think it's lost, even though it's winnable. Again, that shit needs harsher penalties, and it should be pretty obvious to any person with a brain manually reviewing that. Especially if they can look at, like, voice and text chat logs on top of that. Because as it stands currently, people that do that shit and get reported and, like, restricted from competitive matches, so to speak, they don't even get banned for, like, long. They get banned for 15 minutes. Like, it's happened to me. It's happened to other people. People have tested it. I mean, someone that I literally reported a day before, I got a message saying that they got restricted from competitive. So I was like, oh, yeah, cool. And the very same day I got that message, the person that I reported was in my game later that day. I'm not even kidding. And it was a fucking Jeff player. Like, a 15-minute ban is fucking nothing. I could go and take a shit and grab a snack and get back on the game, and I'm back to playing. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna see Blade's gameplay tomorrow probably, and he also said to stay tuned for the balance changes, so I'll probably make another video on that. I'm not sure why they didn't just release it all in this dev vision. They could have just waited, but regardless, this update is looking like it's shaping up to be pretty decent, pretty solid. I don't really like some of the team ups they're adding, but regardless, kind of got to deal with it. But anyways, yeah, this was a bit of a shorter video. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, let me know what you think of the update.